Hi friends, tracy.bish here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. Welcome to the global monthly video hop for October. This month's theme is boxes, so I'm excited to share this project with you, but know that there are many more boxes that we'll be sharing with you with the hop for this month. Okay, so I'm using, It's October, we're so close to Halloween, and I feel like I haven't had a chance to really use my Halloween products. So we are using the Playful Ghosts stamp set. It's an online exclusive, it's still available now. There's also Potions and Spells bundle, so if you're still wanting to create some more Halloween projects, there are those available. As well as a scrapbooking kit, which is super fun that Stampin' Up! Have brought out that. Okay, so this little box holds a Reese's Big Cup. You can also fit so many different little goodies and fun objects inside them. So let me go through the products that we're using. We have the Playful Ghosts stamp set. I'm also using the Blackberry Bliss and Gold ribbon. Now this is in the mini catalogue, the holiday catalogue, which is super fun. We've got Memento Tuxedo Black Ink. We've got Stampin' Blends in Blackberry Bliss, Lemon Lime Twist and Smoky Slate. The Nested Essential Dies, and I'm also using the paper kit in, I think it's the Brights that we are, because I'm using the Lemon Lime Twist. And lastly, our embellishments are the transparent adhesive back dots, which are part of that Market Day suite in the annual catalogue. I have Basic White Thick, Blackberry Bliss card, as well as Lemon Lime Twist card. Okay, so let's get started. I've got just some scrap pieces of Basic White Thick and Lemon Lime Twist. We're going to stamp our Sentiment Boo with Memento Tuxedo Black Ink onto the Lemon Lime Twist cardstock. I'm going to actually be using my Nested Essential dies to die cut the tiny banner that's in that set. And that first one didn't actually stamp too well, so I've gone ahead and stamped it a second time. And then on the Basic White Thick, I am stamping with the Memento Tuxedo Black Ink that little ghost, the witch ghost, on the broomstick. I have stamped it in the Memento because we are going to be colouring in with our stamping blends, and Memento is the best ink to be using for that. And I'm just using my light and dark combos in Smoky Slate, Lemon Lime Twist and Blackberry Bliss colours. You can see I think I've sped this up a little bit just to make it easy. I've used very basic colouring techniques there. Blending the colours out a little bit, but you can certainly go to town with the colouring. Normally I would add a little bit of the Smoky Slate to the ghost just to add that look that it's not completely white, but I've left this one completely white. But yeah, if you're creating this at home, you could certainly add a little bit of Smoky Slate to help with the white background there. And we're going to actually fussy cut this out. Now the Playful Ghost stamp set is a stamp set on its own. There are no dies, but they're very easy images that we can actually cut out quite easily. So you don't really need a die for that. And we are going to fussy cut that once we have this fully coloured in. Now this little box, I haven't measured it yet, but it measures 3¼ inch. It is 1 inch wide, and the box part actually measures 3.5 inches. Sorry, 2.5 inches. That's how big your item can fit on the inside. But if you're looking at the whole box, it is 4¼ inch high. And this is such a simple little box. You could easily change the dimensions to fit different products in, whatever size you have. But like I said, I actually made this to fit the Reese's cup in. But you could fit lots of different little goodies in there, whether they be little Halloween treats or candies, whatever you'd like. Okay, here we have that all ready to go. Now I'm also going to be die cutting from that style, no, what are they called? Nested Essential dies, but we're going to use some offcuts from our Blackberry Bliss A4 piece of cardstock. So let's create our box first off. This is A4. I'm going to actually cut it down to 9 inches by 5 1/4. And then the leftover pieces we're going to die cut from, and it's just scrap, so you could use it for any other project that you like. Okay, so on the 9-inch side we're going to score at 1 inch, 4 1/4 inches, 5 1/4 inches, and 8 1/2, and that gives you that little 1/2 inch tab on the side. Then we're going to turn it to the 5 1/4 inch side, and we're going to score at 1 inch, 3 3/4, and 4 3/4, and you can find all those measurements over on my blog. There is a link to the blog post in the description of this video. Also in the description of the video you will see all the links to everyone that's participating in the Global Monthly Video Hop group this month. So what the Global Monthly Video Hop group do is we're demonstrators from around the world, Stampin' Up! Demonstrators from around the world. We get together with a new theme each month, and then we do a video for you all. So please make sure you go over and check out what everyone else is creating. Leave a little bit of love, leave a comment. And yeah, if you've reached me here and you've not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel as well. So we're just folding in all of those score lines. That top little score line, we're actually going to fold back the other way. That will create the top of the box that we're going to add our ribbon to. And this is a template that we have with the little tab to the left hand side. We're going to take off the 2 top tabs and then that bottom tab, which once we cut them completely away, we're left with that middle tab, which is going to be able to adhere the box together. Okay, the next marks we're going to make. So on the bottom you have 2 little squares. We're going to cut up to that 1 inch score line, and we're also going to miter cut on each of those tabs. This is going to help the box to go together a little bit better. With the top tabs, what we're going to do is the first little square, we're going to actually cut down to that second score line. That little rectangle we're going to take completely off, and then our little square we're going to miter cut in as well. This will be the little side tabs that hold our goodies inside our box. And then that very end one, again, it's the same. We're going to take off that little rectangle and miter cut in a little square tab. Now, what you can do as well is if you would like to round the edges to the top pieces, you certainly can. That'll give it that little bit different look as well. Okay, for our adhesive, now I'm using Terran tape. You could certainly use liquid glue, your Seal Plus, whatever you would like, whatever your favourite adhesive is. So we're going to add it to our little tab on the left hand side, that 1/4 inch tab. Oh, actually no. We're going to come in with our DSP and we'll cut that first. Actually, you're right. It makes it so much easier to put the box together when you're adding your layers. So for our DSP pieces, this is 6 by 6. I've cut it in half at 3 inches. And we're going to need 2 pieces that measure 3 by 2.5. That gives us our front and our back. We're going to need 2 pieces that measure 3 inches by 3/4 of an inch. So that leftover piece we're going to cut down to 3/4, and that will be 3/4 by 3. And then our second piece of 3 by 6 we're going to cut at 3/4, so it'll be 3/4 by 3 inches. So we have 2 of those. And then we're going to also need 2 that are going to measure 2.5 by 3/4. So I'm cutting them at 3/4 here, and then I'm going to come back in and trim them up at 2.5. So just quickly, with our DSP pieces, we need 2 pieces that measure 3 by 2.5. We're going to need 2 pieces that measure 3 by 3 3/4, and then 2 pieces that measure 3/4 by 2.5 inches. Okay, so those are our matting pieces that we'll put on our box now with just some liquid glue. So the front and back are the ones that measure 3 by 2.5. Don't forget, all these measurements are over my blog, so just go over there if you would like to create this cute little box as well. So this little lemon lime twist has, and you really can't see it, it looks like cardstock from the video. It has these little circles on it which look like bubbles out of the cauldron, which I thought were really cute. Okay, so that's the front and our box. Then we're going to take the two pieces that measure 3/4 by 2.5. They are going to be our sides. So we're just going to add them to the middle and then to the other side where the tab isn't. And then for our top pieces, they're going to measure 3 by 3/4. And they're going to go across the top tab. Just above that area. So we can pop those down. Like I said, you could use any sort of liquid glue or adhesive that you like. I find, you know, with the liquid glue, you've got that little bit of wiggle room without having to worry about, you know, any movement there as well. Okay, so let's bring our tear and tape in. We're going to add a strip down that little tab on the left-hand side. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, not the one under it, that tab under it, we're actually going to move to the other side, but we want to flip the box over. So, let's see how I do it. If you flip the box over, so this tab here, we're going to add on the opposite side. So I've just flipped it over and I'm going to add some adhesive there as well. And that will be the base of the box. Okay, now to adhere the box together, I've just taken the backing off that little side tab, fold it over, and then you can fold the other side over and it'll match up. That is the easiest way to make sure that your box is square as well. Now, folding the tabs down, we can add our little tabs on the inside down, and then just take the backing off and adhere it all together. Like I said, the top of your box you could also corner around, which will give it that little bit, and I sort of wish I had done it because I've used that rounded die from the Nested Essential Dies, but you know, it's okay. It still looks really pretty. Once we pop our little gift inside, I'm going to bring in a hole punch, and I actually just use a random old hole punch. I think it's a 1/8 of an inch circle. We're going to pop 2 little holes in that top tab, and we're going to be able to thread our ribbon through. So I have used from the new holiday catalogue, or the mini catalogue, that beautiful Blackberry Bliss and Gold textured ribbon. It's really pretty. The gold on the outside shimmers so beautifully, and you know, I've gone with Blackberry Bliss and Lemon Lime Twist for the Halloween theme. So you know, I think it's absolutely stunning with this box. So we're just going to thread it through the 2 holes, coming back through the other side, and create a nice big bow. I really wanted to have a nice big bow that looked absolutely gorgeous. Now, if you're enjoying this video, I would love it if you gave me a thumbs up, if you would leave a comment, and if you haven't already subscribed, I would love it if you did that as well. Those really help to get with my videos out there a little bit more. And also, if you're after any Stampin' Up supplies that I've used on today's card, you can certainly purchase them in my online store. I'll put a link on the video here right now, but there is a link in the description that links straight to my store. So if you live in Australia and you would like to purchase any Stampin' Up products, you could certainly do that over in my online store. Very convenient and easy to use. Okay, so I'm going to just cut off the little ends here. I want to make a nice little diagonal cut with our ribbon as well. And then we can actually come back in with that leftover piece or leftover pieces of Blackberry Bliss card, and we're going to do some die cutting. So the Nested Essential Dies, which is in the annual catalogue, it comes in 12 different dies. They're nesting dies, obviously, and we're going to use that small banner and the circle the rounded square or rectangle, I suppose. It's definitely more of a rectangle. We're going to use the second largest rounded rectangle, and it fits really nicely across that leftover piece of Blackberry Bliss and that smaller banner cut with our boo sentiment. And we're just going to cut that out with the die cut machine. Now, I do apologise, my voice probably sounds really quite funny. I do have a head cold at the moment. Those changes of season are awful, and I think, you know, we've got a lot in the air at the moment. A lot of allergies going on. Mine is definitely not an allergy, it is definitely a cold, but we've had, you know, a little bit of warm weather, and then we have freezing cold weather straight back to winter, and, you know, it usually gets me this time of year when we have those changes of seasons. But I'm sure you can still understand me. I've tried to leave it for as long as I could to try and so my voice didn't sound too terrible. But yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so we have our 2 die cuts all done and dusted. What we're going to do is we're going to add the little ghost with some dimensionals and pop it up onto the Blackberry Bliss rounded rectangle. And then with our little boo sentiment, we're actually just going to adhere that down with some liquid glue underneath, you know, sort of stuck under a little bit from the little witch. In that playful ghosts, there's actually pumpkins, there's Dracula, there's this witch, there's pumpkins by themselves, clouds, we have bats, and 3 really great sentiments, but I went with the boo for this sentiment. Okay, so once we have those done, we're also going to add dimensionals to our die set there and pop it up onto the box. And then lastly, I'm bringing in those transparent adhesive back dots, which is really great. They've got like a white clear one. They have a garden green, a blackberry bliss, and lemon lime twist. I'm actually using the lemon lime twist for these, so you can find these in the annual catalogue in the To Market suite. It's at the beginning of the catalogue. And there we have it. Don't forget, this is a global monthly video hop, so make sure you go over and check out what everyone else is creating, get some wonderful ideas on boxes, and we'll be back next month with another wonderful challenge. I really hope that you've enjoyed today's video. Again, if you have, please leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, hit subscribe if you haven't done that as well, and I look forward to you bringing some more videos really soon for you all. Isn't this gorgeous? That design series paper really doesn't show quite so well on the video. Those little dots are absolutely gorgeous. Alright everyone, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.